Hello. Good
Hi,
evening. कैसे हो अथिया?
I'm good. This is my first live. My second attempt. My first attempt was a fail, so hopefully this goes well.
Athiya, I'm so happy that you were doing your first official live with us.
Yes.
And many, and I just have to say thank you for doing this for Instant Bollywood and
Thank
welcome
you
to
for
Instant
having me.
Bollywood. And can I just tell you this right off the bat before starting the conversation? So before we go live, I get a notification from my coordinator saying, आज हमारी live है with so and so person at so and so time, and we have an Instagram post that goes live before the interview, of course.
Yeah.
So of course, all of my family members, my sister, my parents, they all are they're following Instant Bollywood, so they get a notification कि आज रजत की किससे बात होने वाली है. So when my sister got to know that I will be talking to you, she was extremely excited.
How sweet.
For two reasons. One, she follows you on Instagram and she thinks it's just one unappreciated, glorious fashion sense that just is in that account, Instagram account. And also the fact that she watched a Moti Chur Chaknachu very recently with
Yay.
Mama Papa. And she had so many things to say. So compliments to you and
Thank
more power to you for
Thank
doing amazing things that you are. Guys,
you.
if you do not know who she is, you are just living under a rock. Athiya Shetty, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका.
Thank
I want to ask you my very first question.
Yeah.
It's a lockdown situation for everyone
Yeah.
across the country, across the world. How are you mentally right now? How are you feeling right now?
Good days and bad days, but I feel like I'm taking it one day at a time more than anything else, and also feeling really grateful. Looking at the news every day, just reading different things about people and what's going on in this world, I just feel like it's a time for us to reflect, feel grateful that we have a roof over our heads, that we have food on our plate
sure.
every day, and just try and do whatever you can to help, to be positive, and to spread awareness. And I think that's what we're all doing. That's what we can do, really. So yeah.
And
also,
yeah, please continue.
and I feel like everybody's trying to be so productive and all of that, but I feel like we also need to remind ourselves that it is a pandemic. We don't have to be productive 24/7 and keep doing things. So kind of just like be and let loose also.
That is amazing. I was having this thought early in the morning today. Since it's a Monday,
Yeah,
how
it's a Monday.
if it's a normal course of life, then we are all talking about Monday motivation on our social medias. That it's the start of the week, and like again, I was talking to my sister. And she was like, we actually, like you said, which I completely agree with you, that
Yeah.
we're putting really undue pressure on ourselves because we
Yeah.
have to understand at the end of the day it's a pandemic, and we are also mentally so exhausted with the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay to just chill and be sometimes.
Yeah.
Also, I have been super excited to ask you these questions that are going to follow. I feel like, and this is from an audience perspective, Athiya, and again, not because you're sitting in front of me, so I have to tell you this and I have to praise you. This is genuinely coming out of my heart. If I were in your position, or I guess a lot of us, if were in your position who've just started out, we would play safe. And by that I mean we would choose characters that require slightly less, for the lack of better term, hard work, which come naturally to us. You, in your very early, in the very start of your career, have chosen a role that you played in Moti Chu Chaknachu, which I feel like even when you see it in the trailers. So before going live, I was actually going through one of the IGTV videos that you had put on your Instagram and the trailer. The accent, the voice modulation, the body language, and also because you are working with a prolific actor like Nawazuddin Siddiqui ji, sharing a frame literally like that.
Yeah, it was.
It's daunting, and it's a choice that you as an actor has made. I feel it's such a gutsy decision to actually even choose a part like that. I want to understand, why did you choose it, and how can you take a risk like that so early in your career?
I felt like because I actually said no to the film twice. So when I heard it the first time, I just heard it and I was like, okay, this is great and I love it and it's so funny, but no.
Yeah.
And because I didn't have faith that I could do it, and it was just a very, very different character from a very different world, working opposite Nawaz. So I just didn't think I could do it. But then the more I read it and kind of like thought to myself, why wouldn't you take this risk? I feel like, sometimes things go right, sometimes things go wrong, and you never know. So I decided to take the risk, and I think it's one of the greatest risks I've taken in my life. only because it
For
taught
sure.
me so much about myself and about just the little things that less is more. Comedy is, I mean, a really tough genre, but it's not something that
It
you need
is.
to. You don't need to act like. I mean, yeah, of course you're acting, but it's less is more.
For
So
sure.
just doing the workshops, getting the body language, the entire process of it was amazing, and I feel like that's
I
something
can't
that I
even
would.
imagine. I
Yeah.
just cannot even
But I
imagine
never
because,
did a
you know,
workshop with Navasa. That was the scariest part. So here I was prepping for myself, but I had never really done a workshop with him before. So the first day on set, we had like this huge like scene to do, like a 4-page scene, and he comes up and he's just really cool, like he is, and it just clicked. So I think it's also just being comfortable in your own skin and not getting intimidated.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But I also have to recognize that your father, proud father, is also in the comments. So Sunil ji, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया
Oh
for commenting and being here.
God, where is
But
he? He's somewhere hiding
but
now.
also, I think all parents do that. Whenever I do live, my parents are continuously commenting. अच्छा कर रहा है बेटा. And I'm like, Dad, I know. But Athiya,
I saw his phone in the room and I wasn't going to give it to him, but then it'll ring and I thought, okay, fine, now he's on the.
also tell me, Athiya, which you mentioned, and I feel like again, like you said, you didn't have the faith, but of course, when you started reading the script, you realized that
Yeah.
maybe you have to take that leap of faith once. But tell me, again, I want to know why not a more safe character? Because can I tell you this? Honestly, I have not seen the movie. My parents and my sister have watched the movie, and they have so many. And you know, one thing my dad say very honestly, he said, we of course know that Nawazuddin Siddiqui ji is a brilliant actor. There's no second thought about it. But this young girl comes into the frame and is no less. And I think that is a big compliment to
That
you.
is a big
That is a big
compliment.
compliment. Which I feel is why, which I feel is because I think it's I can see, like you said, not less is more. You're not really, it is looking so effortless. It looks like you are born there, you've got into the skin of the character. Tell me, how do you get away with the intimidation of working with an actor like Nawaz ji
You know,
and still maintaining your calm and still,
yeah. I was
delivering a performance?
the type of person I am. I'm more awkward off the camera than I am on the camera, like in front of the
Wow.
camera. I don't know, I just get this confidence in front of the camera and I feel at home. So even on the first day, I was super scared and intimidated. But Navasa is also the type of actor that is not intimidating when you're working with him. He gives you your time. He asks you if you want to rehearse. He asks you if you're comfortable doing a run through. And he's very like to himself, so that gives you the confidence also that he's not somebody who's like giving you gyan and you should do your scene like this and it should be like this. He gives you space as an actor. So it was I guess also doing workshops really helped, and I did about like 3 weeks before actually going on set.
Wow.
Yeah, of the dialect and just how to sit in a sari. I've never
Bang on dialect, bang on. It was so on point. I feel it's not just what you say; it's how you walk. Like I saw
That
this
took
video where
more
you're
time.
like,
The body language took more time on that
yes,
day.
yes. Like the fact that you were talking like this, and even if you were exercising, there was this one scene when Nawazuddin
Yeah.
Ji is following you, and you're also exercising. There was like, even in this body language, it looks like she's into her character. She's not like, for even 1 second, you can feel, oh, I can see Athiya here. It's like you are in the character. Also tell me, I think for all of you who are your admirers, who are your fans, who love you and have such rave things to say about you after especially your performance in Moti Chur Rakna Chur, I want to know, how did it start for you? मतलब, your dad is again somebody who जिनके बारे में I think introduction देना ही कुछ बात कोई introduction के words are not good enough to introduce how wonderful a person and actor he is.
True.
Was it because of you, because of the fact that he such an influential person was in your family कि आपको acting करनी थी? How did it happen for you?
As kids, we were never really allowed to go on sets. The only set I remember visiting was Hera Fairy when I was, I think, 5 years old. But besides that, we never really spent time on sets. So I never really understood that world. But in school, I did a lot of theater and drama. And I loved being on stage. And I loved being the center of attention. So automatically, I don't know. It was, I guess, obviously, when you have a parent around who's a part of this industry, it influences you, and subconsciously, um, it plays in your mind. But I feel like I started enjoying it more when I went to film school in New York, um, and interacted with different people, just all aspects of filmmaking, not just acting.
For sure.
So yeah, that's when the bug bit me.
That is amazing. And we are happy the bug bit you because I'm happy to see you on screen. That is amazing. That is one good news. Also, tell me, when we see your Instagram, we see you, of course, these days also, you're putting up pictures like you're taking your dog for a little
Yeah, he's
walk.
here, by the way. So
Beautiful
sorry.
dog, by the way. Husky, my most favorite breed. And I was so happy looking at the pictures. And, of course, you keep putting your extremely well lit photo shoot pictures. Tell me, is this some team that takes care of it? How has that
Me,
inherent?
myself, and I.
See, I wanted to know that.
Genuinely
How?
I take all the credit for this because it takes a really long time.
Where has this fashion sense come from? Matlab ye, the sense of styling, the clothes, hair, makeup, everything. Like if you see the comments, matlab ek bhi picture niche comment people like so beautiful, so poised, so glamorous. Where does it come from? What is your inspiration?
I'm not glamorous at all. I'm the laziest person when it comes
Okay.
to hair and makeup. I
Listen,
swear.
no.
I swear. I feel
Listen.
like no, I genuinely am. But I feel like I've seen it growing up with my mom and my nanny. They've been like a huge influence on me growing up when it comes to fashion. And again, less is more over there. So even my mom, like I love the way she dresses with just like a white shirt or like a silver necklace. So for me, yeah, I feel like I've seen it growing up. She also used to do clothes when I was younger. She was a designer. So I spent a lot of time in her studio with all the karigars and the fabrics all over the place. I remember I used to go and I used to like make a little mountain of all the fabrics and I used to sit there and watch her sketch. So I feel like I've already I don't know, I feel like I've been a
So
part of
subconsciously, the inspiration comes from
Yeah.
the family itself.
Yeah, so I think
Amazing.
both. Creative for sure, because my entire family is creative.
Also, have you ever see? Of course, we see a final product. We see a picture on Instagram. That is a beautiful feed, by the way, guys. If you're not following Athiya
I'm
on
very
her
particular
Instagram,
about the feed, huh? Like I get really
see, I told you, and I noticed that. I noticed
that.
that. I appreciate that. I acknowledge that,
Thank
and I
you.
feel like it's something that I think people who are really serious about Instagram will recognize if it's a good feed. Guys, if you're not still, I don't know why, but if you're still not following Athiya on her Instagram, after this live ends, go hit that follow button. But on a similar note, Athiya, I want to ask you. Like I said, we see a final image on the feed. How about if we could see the behind the scenes or the work in progress, if for example you had to put out a YouTube video. I come from a YouTube background.
That's your job. I don't think I'd be able
See,
to
listen, I tell you. Okay, wait. I just got this amazing opportunity. Let me just tell you this. I feel like as somebody who's a keen observer of your work and all that you put up online, it would be actually lovely to just see you maybe have a YouTube channel and just putting out all the behind the scenes of clicking all of these amazing pictures. No, I don't think so, guys. Let us know in the comments. I think we should just convince Athiya to just start a YouTube channel.
Angles, me insisting that no, I want it straight, and he'll be like, no, but this angle is better. So all that happened behind.
But I think we see that, and I think we see the kind of aspiration to perfection that you have in your pictures, and I can see that. I think Athiya, why not? Like, why don't you just give it a shot? Like, I mean, just saying, okay, since we are live and since this is our first official live, let's just give it a try. I am from the YouTube background, and I can of course be of any help that you can ask. But I really want you to just give it a shot, and I think all your viewers would just. What did you say?
I said I'll definitely think about this. I won't promise, but maybe I'll think about it.
Guys, you've heard this on the live. She said it on record. She will try. And by that, I mean everyone and their brothers and cousins have to convince her in the DMs that she starts a YouTube channel. I think Athiya, you should do it. Like on a more serious note.
What that would be like. Yeah, I don't know.
See, I think your first video is already decided. I feel like, see, acting we see on a 70mm screen. But behind the scenes, all the fashion, and I think your creativity comes out in different aspects, Athiya, and it's not just acting.
So
I think it comes out in the kind of
maybe.
Maybe I think you should give it a try. Yes, Yes. We've heard it from her on the live. She might start her.
Maybe.
You should just give it a go, and I'll be the first one to subscribe to your channel.
Okay.
I think
And
we
I
should do
want
that.
all your followers to subscribe to the channel too.
I want everyone to just already be hooked to her Instagram, ताकि whenever the announcement comes, hopefully very soon, you should go and just give it a try. Athiya, I would be
Maybe.
so happy to see you have a
Maybe.
YouTube channel. On another note, I want to ask you. Of course, a person like you who's of course come from a background where पर dad has been a part of the industry. But having said that, I feel like, with especially your recent Moti Chur Chaknachur, I'm sure it's not that you're unaware of it. People have such beautiful things to say about your craft. It's not just Athiya and her beautiful fashion sense and her pretty face that was the limelight of the amazing comments that you got. It was the acting. It was not the most glamorous slow-mo role that you have to do. It's a difficult role to perform. Like you said, less is more. Comedy is the most difficult genre. Tell me, how do you stay unaffected with the hate and also with the appreciation to be level-headed?
I don't think I take. I've realized now that balance is really important in life, not just in your career. So I don't take the hate too seriously, and I don't take the praise at all, actually, because I'm very bad at taking in the good. But yeah, I don't think that I take it too seriously, because things are constantly changing. I feel like you're only as good as your Friday.
For sure.
So yeah.
Which is amazing. Also, while you were away, of course, let's
For a very
pretend
short
Athiya was always there,
time.
but still, a lot of the girls were asking, if you had one tip just to style it, like just one tip a beauty hack that you would recommend to all of us.
For me, and I think that it's worked so far, is that less is more and dress according to your body type. I also don't believe in following any trends. I just feel like wear what you're comfortable in. And for me, especially, I feel like if I'm in an outfit that I'm uncomfortable, you'll be able to see it. So yeah, I think just dress, be yourself. I don't believe in fashion faux pas. I've probably made a million mistakes.
We don't see any of those million faux passes that you have done.
Just being nice.
No, I'm not being nice. I'm being very, very honest. And I can tell you this, like if you had the opportunity to actually check the questions that have come to me when we put up this post, we're going to go live with you, people were like, ask her where did she get this dress from? Why is she so beautiful? Why is she, like the legit these questions? And I'm like, okay, I will for sure pass the compliments to her.
But yeah, I made a lot. Like I remember once we were going for an event and I insisted that this is the way you wear a jumpsuit, and we wore it. We ended up wearing it wrong. And so when the before and after picture came out, like how they compare like who wore it better, the model or Athiya, and mine was like completely off. So I feel like I didn't even know. So it's fine. Just be yourself.
Also, tell me, with good work, touch wood, comes a lot of attention, especially because you are a person of great interest for public, considering you are Sunil Shettyji's daughter. And by the virtue of your own good work, I think you've gained so much recognition. With so much recognition coming, where do you draw a line, and do you take that pressure on you for social media, especially on Instagram?
Yes.
Do you take it?
I only take the pressure because there is so much pressure to be relevant and all of that. But I feel like I've realized in this lockdown what actually matters and what doesn't matter, and there's so much that we can live without and not succumb to. But I also feel that it's important to be grateful, like I said, and kind of just appreciate the goodness coming your way as well. I've nowhere reached anywhere that I want to be in terms of my career. But
it's of course a work in progress. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like every film teaches you, and this film kind of gave me the confidence that I can do different things, that I can take risks, even though it might not always be successful at the box office, which this film wasn't. I'm being completely realistic about it. But I did get that love and appreciation. So I'm happy about that. So with good comes bad, I guess, and bad comes good.
I think praise is the biggest applause, and I think you got that in plenty for your recent project. Also, let's not ignore that Vikram Fadnis has just commented saying she takes She takes no pressure, she gives pressure.
Is it possible to block people on this? Because you're the first person I block. I'm reading all the stupid comments, Vikram. And my friends
Okay.
Shivani and Priyanki only sending me love, which is really sweet. Again, he's
That is
come.
very sweet. Also tell me, during this lockdown, I'm sure everyone has a lot more time to really introspect and retrospect and indulge into various activities अपनी hobbies के लिए. तो आप बताओ थे कि what are you doing these days that is really making you look forward to the other day? Because I feel like it's like every day is blending into each other because of this lockdown. But what are you doing to making just to be sane all throughout?
Currently, in this last week, I've started working out with my dad. So let's see if it continues. But I really have to prove a point to a lot of people that I will go through this. So he's my new trainer and
Amazing.
my dietitian. And yeah, so I've been training with him every morning. It's only my second day, but it's progress. So I'm genuinely looking forward to that.
Tell me one thing, one habit that you would like all of us, like one habit of yours that you'd like to tell all of us, ki bhai, ye you should follow for a healthier lifestyle, and one habit that you're trying to just overcome personally.
A habit that I've been trying to overcome since birth is overthinking. And now, especially with this pandemic, I feel like I'm overthinking even more, which is not a good thing. So I think that. And what do you say? One thing that
and one healthy lifestyle tip, maybe like a habit of yours that you do every day and regularly for all of us to just be inspired from.
So I've been doing this for a while now. I have this journal where I just write things that I'm grateful for before I go to sleep. And so that's what I've been doing, and especially more now since it's been the lockdown. So I just have a journal that I like 5 simple things. It can be the simplest things ever, but it just reminds you, and it makes you aware of what you should be grateful for and what you are grateful for.
While you were speaking, a lot of the people were also commenting saying that, ma'am, your performance in Motichur Chaknachur was fabulous. Even while you were away, when we were not able to connect, so many people had been commenting saying,
I'm sorry,
we loved you.
Because Vikram just talks.
Vikram Fadnis has been giving us some amazing content in the comments. But Athiya, I think it's more so because I feel like ये एक और भी बड़ी बात इसलिए भी हो जाती है क्योंकि when a screen is shared by when you have to share a screen with somebody, like I said in the beginning, with a prolific actor like Nawazuddin, it is very difficult to just match the energy and just match the level of this actor. But tell me, how, like, if you had a list, who will top that list? Like, what next for Athiya? Like, what project? Like, what genre would you like to explore into now?
I really want to do a thriller.
Like a thriller, wow.
Like a thriller,
amazing.
like an action film. Yeah.
I think we would love to see you in an action thriller. Yeah. That would be amazing.
Yeah. I think
also
excited to do that.
Also because I have not seen Motichur Chaknachur, so I am thinking...
Actually, even I have not seen it. I've seen it during meeting, but I haven't seen
I think we should see it together. I think we should see it together. Because मुझे लगता है कि now, since my sister and everyone has watched it, they're like, you've not seen it, you should definitely see it. Now that you have also not seen it, I think कि मुझे तो definitely देखनी है. So because I have a lot of free time during this quarantine, I think I should also watch it. So let's just decide on a day.
Okay.
Let's just decide because since you've also not watched, let's watch, guys. If you're watching this, हम एक दिन decide करते हैं जहाँ पर both Athiya and I and all of you can watch Motichur Chaknachur together on Netflix. And then what you can do is, what I will do, I will make sure that I put up a story giving my honest feedback, and I'll ask whatever question I have and I'll tag you. And what you guys should do is, after you are done watching or while you're watching the movie, click a picture of click a selfie with your laptop while you're watching, and just give your feedback, ask a question to Athiya. I think, what do you say? I think we can just have a home cozying movie watching session with Athiya. What do you think?
My honest opinion too.
Awesome. I think because you have not watched it, I think this is a great idea because you can also catch up on the work that you've done.
Yeah.
And make sense of all the praises coming your way.
For myself.
No, I think we should do that. Let's decide a time. Actually, let's just do it for real.
I think Sunday maybe. I don't know. Sunday just still
Okay.
feels like a nice day.
Okay, this coming Sunday, guys, in the afternoon. Give us a time.
4?
4 p.m. this coming Sunday. You, I, and Athiya are going to watch Motichur Chaknachu on Netflix. And just tag her in the stories. Ask her whatever you have. Any questions you have, any behind the scenes fun things that you want to ask Athiya. And Athiya, you have to promise us that you'll at least try and reply to as many people as you.
I will for sure.
Let's do that. I think we should do that.
Sounds good.
See, amazing. We have done 2 brilliant things. I feel like I'm so happy. We have done 2 brilliant things in today's life. One is we have sort of convinced Athiya to maybe. See, maybe is still better than no.
Yeah.
To launch our own YouTube channel. Let's start with one video. No, we'll all subscribe. We'll all give you that love and affection. And second, we're gonna have a combined movie watching session with Athiya this Sunday at 4 p.m. on Netflix. Do not forget. I'll put up a reminder on my.
Vikram, you are not invited.
Vikram says Athiya's mom makes the best mutton. So maybe, of course, we don't know about it, Vikram. So I mean, I cannot say. Of course, I'm sure it's yum. But 4 p.m. Netflix, Motichur Chaknachu on Sunday. Also, sounds good, right? Athiya, every time I interview or talk to anybody on this live, I always ask them one similar question. I feel like it really ends the live on a more positive, happy, inspiring note. Tell me, हमारे दिमाग में ना हमेशा एक thought रहता है. It's like a tattoo in our head. You know, something that we always go back to in case of a good time or a bad moment. You know, that line is always very inspiring.
Yeah.
What is that motto of yours that you always go back to?
I think live and let live. Because I feel like it has so much to do with who we are as people. And I feel like living in a less judgmental world is a better world. So I think, yeah, that would be my motto. Live and let live.
That is amazing.
Suddenly I felt like this conversation got really deep.
No, I think it was. I got so involved in the answer, which was amazing. But I have to say this, Athiya. पहले तो बहुत thank you, because I know for a fact this is your first official live, and you did it with us. So मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है. I was super excited to speak to you, and so is my family tripping downstairs, being like, "This is that girl we saw in Motichur Chaknachu." So they are very happy. And my dad has all the compliments to give to you, saying that you were phenomenal in the movie. Guys, you will say I keep repeating, but I have to remind you. And you don't have to forget, because I'll make sure that, yes, Sunday, 4 p.m. afternoon, you, I, and Athiya, we're going to watch Motichur Chaknachu. And we're going to just put up stories, tag Athiya, tag me at the Rajat Code. Let me know that aap dekh rahe ho, and I will make sure she comes back to most of you with her honest feedback and reply to whatever you have asked. बहुत shukriya, Athiya, for just
thank you so much.
Being an absolute sweetheart. And
here you can see my dog also before he leaves. I think he just
oh yes, please. What's his name?
Brody.
Yeah, I think he's definitely one of the most beautiful dogs.
He's on camera right now, and now he's.
And before you leave, I have to say thank you so much once again. Keep putting up that fire Instagram feed, because we are really hooked about it. And maybe हो सकता है कभी आसपास near future में एक video schedule आ ही जाए, एक YouTube link पहुंच जाए. Please do it, yeah. Just do it. I mean, just do it.
I will. Let's see. I will. I'll call you for some tips for sure.
Done. We should do that. This was Athiya Shetty, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. I wish you all the best and much more success and good health for you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.